His Holiness the 41st Chapter of Baptism which उनके आते ही we will start the talk. आप दोनों से आखिरी रिक्वेस्ट है, जैसे भी पूछे ना हॉल में आना चाहिए, प्लीज अपना अपना मोबाइल पर साइलेंट मोड में रखिए. नंबर 2, जैसे टॉप कमेंट्स होता है, मैं आप लोगों से रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा बिल्कुल डिस्ट्रैक्शंस आप लोग क्रिएट ना करें. हिले डुले नहीं, इधर उधर नहीं जाना, बिल्कुल डिस्ट्रैक्शंस नहीं होना चाहिए. नंबर 3, किसी को भी अगर सवाल पूछना है, क्योंकि वी हैव अ राउंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर्स, तो किसी को भी अगर सवाल पूछना, अपने जगह पे खड़ा होकर के हाथ उठा दीजिए. वी विल कम, आपको एक चिट हम लोग दे देंगे जिसमें आप अपना सवाल लिख के हमें वापस करें. और जरूरी नहीं है, सेलेक्ट द मोस्ट रेलेवेंट क्वेश्चन और वही क्वेश्चन हम इस ऑडियंस के सामने रखेंगे. सो दिस इज सम थिंग्स आई थिंक वी शुड फॉलो. और रिफ्रेशमेंट हम लोग नहीं दे रहे हैं क्योंकि रिफ्रेशमेंट के वजह से डिस्ट्रैक्शन बहुत क्रिएट हो जाता है. स्टॉक खत्म होने के बाद बाहर देसी और चाय का प्रबंध किया हुआ है. स्टॉक खत्म होने लोग आ जाए. Welcome, and also I now request the Secretary of Literary Activities, and he is also the Principal of Government College, Bombilla, Dr. Kasipanshu, to come and formally welcome everybody and also give a brief introduction of His Holiness, the Secretary.
It's our proud privilege, it's our fortune that today all got the opportunity to listen to His Holiness, the 41st Sacred Moment. Your Holiness, we are truly blessed with your divine presence and precious teaching. In one, you are hearty welcome and request that we are going to listen to you on a very profound topic, universal ethics. A topic which brings to our mind the key. We have a menu for education for our children, where we teach our children to be competitive, smart and calculative. But the most important, the ethical, by this missing link in our education in the system as well as in the families. Your Holiness, today in this hall we have people from all walks of life, government employees, senior citizens, elders, public leaders, youths and students, and also people from non-Buddhist background, but most of us are Buddhist here. I would like to briefly highlight the agenda that is structured for today's program. First, I would make a humble attempt to read brief biography of His Holiness. The words will be grossly inadequate both in its volume and in terms of its meaning. Second, we would be fortunate to be listening to words of wisdom from His Holiness on the topic universal ethics. Third, there is a question and answer round. The method of question and answer is structured like this. will collect questions from the audience while His Holiness is speaking. Out of all the questions that we received on the sheet, 5 representative questions will be submitted to His Holiness. Yes, all are requested to be very brief in putting the question and keep the question directly related to the topic, that is universal ethics. After that, the program will conclude with offerings or presentation to His Holiness and His entourage, Padma Shri, His Eminence, Guru Rinpoche. In fact, we are fortunate that for the unceasing compassion activity of Guru Rinpoche, we have been able to fructify our karmic connections, that we have an enduring history of thousands of years from the very institution, Sakya Bhuma Rinpoche. And today, your divine presence is not just an event, but it is a meeting of 19th century and 20th century and 21st century. It's a meeting of history, present and future. In a way, from that point of view, the blessings that the Mon region in this part of the Himalaya has today cannot be expressed in words. It's profoundly deep and meaningful. We are really thankful to Your Holiness. Now, for the audience, in fact, His Holiness doesn't need any introduction. Yet this is for the students particularly, let me briefly read out a brief biography. His Holiness the Sakya Tribune Mawang Kunga served as the 41st Sakya Tribune, the throne holder of the Sakya lineage of Tibetan Buddhism. The origins of Sakya tradition are closely connected with ancestral lineage of Kon family, descended from the gods' realm of clear light, and came to be known as the celestial race. This family subjugated the Rakshasas, a class of harmful spirit, and thus they were called the family of conquerors, Finally, they also established the Sakya order. They were known as the Sakyapa lineage. The name Sakya literally means pale earth, which is derived from the unique grey landscape of the Panpuri hills in the southern Tibet near Shigase, where Sakya monastery, Konshok Gyalpo, in 11th century CE, the founder of the Sakya tradition. And the lineage continues to be unbroken to this day. His Holiness is a member of Tibet's noble Kon family, and the Sakya tradition is drawn from the male line of the Kon family. His Holiness was born on 7th of September 1945 at the Sakya Palace in Sedong near Shigase, Tibet. Initially given the Sanskrit name Ayu Vajra, His Holiness was only later given his actual name Mawang Kunga Techen Palgar Chile Sambel Wangi Gyalpo, when his father Vajragara Mawang Kunga Rinchen gave his first major initiation, and he received a major initiation of the peaceful and the wrathful aspects of Vajra Kilala and many other profound teachings from his father at the tender age of 4. His Holiness lost both parents when he was very young. In fact, his maternal aunt then dedicated herself to raise His Holiness. She appointed his first tutor with whom His Holiness learned to read, write, memorize, and recite prayers. In 1950, at the age of 5, his main root guru, the great more about Vajradhara Rawang Rodon Shenpen, Yingpo, bestowed upon him the laundry and other profound teachings. His Holiness also received many initiations and teachings belonging to the Sakya tradition, as well as the Dzogchen teachings from none other than Jamyang Khyentse Choki Lodro, and received the laundry teachings from the great abbot Vajradhara Khenchen Jampel Sangpo, according to the Kon lineage transmission. In 1950, in which he accepted the official Sakya seals. Even at this tender age, he was exceptionally intelligent and skilled. His Holiness and monks of Sakya monastery escaped to India. His Holiness established the Sakya Guru monastery in Darjeeling and began the major task of reassembling the Sakya community. In exile, he continued to receive extensive philosophical teachings in logic, Abhidhamma, Panchaparamita, and clarifications of the three vows from great scholars such as Fende Khenrinpoche, Khenpo Tosep Tuten, Khenpo Sejong Nape, Khenpo Rinchen. His Holiness has received all the profound teachings of Sakya tradition and many of the teachings and transmissions of other lineages from numerous teachers of the other traditions, and has passed them on to his disciples all around the world. In 1962, at the age of 17, His Holiness gave his first Heva Rajatantra initiation in Kalimpong. After moving to Masuri in 1963, he set about to re-establish the main seat of the Sakya order in the nearby Rajpur. The assembly of Sakya monks were relocated to the newly established Sakya center, where he gave many profound teachings and initiations. In the same year, for the very first time, His Holiness gave the precious Lamde teachings in Sarnath, Varanasi. A year later, he established the Sakya settlement in Puluwa, Himachal Pradesh, for the lay members of the Sakya community. In order to maintain the unbroken family lineage, His Holiness married Dagmo Tashi Lake in